Welcome to the Stretch to Go podcast. My name is Ian Ray, your host. Today I have Rone from Totem Sandals, based out in Fort Worth, Texas. Rone, welcome to the Stretch to Go podcast.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much for inviting me on and having me. And yeah, I'm excited to share the Totem story.
Yeah, so Totem, where did you get that name from? Why Totem? Why did you choose that?
Yeah, dude, the name was pretty tough to figure out. So with Totem Sandals, what is your sandal, right? What is your footwear? It tells your story. You know, you go through all these experiences, you meet all these people, you have all these emotional ups and downs all throughout life, and the whole time, like your feet are the things that attach you to earth, to everything. So basically, man, Totem Sandals is made for a totem because a totem tells a story, and like your sandals, you take them everywhere, and that's your story, and no one else has that story. No one. So that's why we came on the name Totem Sandal. We just added the TOE in there just because we thought it was clever.
Yeah, play on word. Yeah, I got you. I don't know. I didn't grow up anywhere where we have a totem pole, but I'm assuming they're Native Americans. Even in Europe, I don't know. You tell me. I've never seen a totem
I mean, a
actually.
totem pole, I think that those are like in northwestern US
Okay.
that I know of. I know I've seen some in Alaska before,
Yeah.
or maybe or somewhere up there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not a totem pole. Just like the word totem, it just means like it's a thing that tells a story, that has a story behind it. So that's
Okay. And then how did you get into barefoot shoes, foot health, barefoot sandals? Like, what was your story about that?
so it's a little bit of a longer one, but when I was in high school, I got in two bad car wrecks and spent almost 3 years in physical therapy, and it was like consecutive. Like I got in one, and it took me out of all sports. All I did was play sports, and so it took me completely out of sports. And then not even a year later, got into a second wreck. So it completely ruined my athletic career or my aspirations. And all the while, I grew like 14 inches within a year, also. So I ended up growing like all jacked up because I had all the like, dude, I had a back brace, all this stuff, right? And so that put me down this horrible path of muscle relaxers, painkillers, doctors who only wanted to do this crazy stuff. Like I was like 23 and popping pills, drinking, and I was 20 and my back pain was just horrible every single day. I mean, to the point where like I would get off work and just go home and just lay on the couch. And I went to the doctor. I was like, we got to do something. I can't do anything. I'm just in pain. It's like, oh, you can join your spine in this spot and this spot, two different places. He was like, you'll lose mobility, but he was like, it should take care of the pain. I was like, dude, I'm 22 years old. Like, what are you talking about? And so I had a buddy that did ultra marathons, and he was telling me about Born to Run, and that basically started the entire thing with barefoot specifically. Got into hiking, got into backpacking, which got me into rock climbing. Which rock climbing for the last 10 years has kind of been my thing. Which you get the hiking and nature from that too. So, and I found sandals at one point. I've tried all the brands. I've put thousands of miles on every other brand that's been around uh, since 2015. I put thousands of miles on them, and I don't know. There just wasn't one that was accomplishing what I wanted, so I just started down the path, man. I was initially just making them for me, and some of my buddies were like, "Hey, can I have a pair? Hey, can I have a pair?" And it just blossomed into the business.
So, what year was Totem founded?
It was founded in 2018, but we didn't really start selling sandals until 2020. In fact, we were supposed to have a Kickstarter right when COVID launched, man. So that was a crazy time too.
Yeah. Okay. So, what did you do growing up? I mean, post high school, what were you working before you get into starting this?
I started college at Texas A&M for mechanical engineering, but that didn't last. Pivoted to business and then construction management, and I spent 7 years in school, and I just never got my degree. I ended up getting a really good job as a mechanic at the airport here, and so I did that for 7 or 8 years, And since then, I've had a landscaping company, but a construction company, and Totem Sandals has been a full-time deal for this is the second year that it's been just yeah.
From the time that you started till now, I will follow up. But what's been one of the hardest thing, man, about starting a business with what you've done, what you've gone through, and what you've started?
That's a good question. And I feel like there's layers to that as well.
Sure.
We had because of the timing of when we tried to do everything with COVID. So I had everything. It took me from 2018 to end of 2019 to figure out materials and manufacturing process and all that. And I had it all figured out. I had my margins, and then COVID hit, and then everything went up 30 to 60% in price. So I literally had to completely pivot on a dime. I had no time to reinvent the entire product lineup. So that was really, really tough. And it really did take us a solid year to find footing after
Hmm.
the COVID debacle. But overall, since my background was not in, I don't know, I didn't know a whole lot about anything, marketing, manufacturing, production, finding distributors and suppliers. I knew nothing, man. So it was really hard. And even still today, I'm still learning every single year. Yeah, and I wouldn't even the only advice I would give someone if they wanted to start a business is make sure that you're passionate about it and to have a partner. Don't try to do it alone because that's
Mm.
that's the mistake that I made, and it it slowed everything down dramatically. Like we were going at probably 30% because I was working a full-time job. I was working 50, 60 hours a week and doing the sandal company up until um 2024. So I was just basically just working my life away.
Yeah.
That's no way to live.
And then of course you got kids along the way, so you're like, oh yeah, let me just throw that on top.
Dude, yes. Yeah, so my oldest son is about to be 2, so as soon as he came in, man, it's just like, I don't know.
You got lot.
You got kids, man. The world just you have a whole different perspective. Priorities change.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're locked in though. You're locked in because like time is precious. You have
So precious, man.
mouth to, yeah,
Yeah.
mouth to feed. You can't play around like you were 20, at 20 years old. Yeah, I don't know. I think I probably only realized 10 years ago. I'm like, oh yeah, man, I was on like cruise control for the past 10 years, and then only now, you're like, dang, I'm like halfway to 70. I got to figure out what I'm doing. I got to figure out what that's
Yeah,
like.
man, yeah. Yeah, like I gotta go to bed on time. I gotta wake up on time. I gotta take care of my body, watch what I eat. Yeah, my thing now, man, is with my young kids, I want to be there for my grandkids. So
Mhm.
like every day, when I'm like, freaking donuts would be awesome. I'm like, I want to be here for my grandkids. But go have some eggs, like.
So tell me, with the production of Totem Sandals, where do you get your ideas from? I know you've tried on different sandals, but for you, you're the creator of it. This is what you sell. This is your bread and butter. But where do you get your ideas?
So my initial idea was I was never a fan of the webbing for straps. I was never a fan of the plastic buckles, and this goes back to when I was using other brands. And I also wasn't a fan of those synthetic footbeds that are like some kind of rubberized plastic it's supposed to be like a no slip,
Hmm.
but I just didn't like any of that. So when I went out to design, totems, there was a few key points. So one was buckle free. Two was to use organic materials everywhere possible. I also, as much as possible, want to source from the US, specifically smaller companies, family owned companies, if possible. And then I also wanted our product to be modular. So instead of having a product that, like, if it does fail at some point, it's just trash. I hate that business model.
Mm.
So our Black Bear model, which you do have one of those, this is a modular design.
Hmm.
So the sole, the side post, and the straps, they can all be swapped out, replaced, or whatever if they fail. And what's really cool about that is when you do wear out your soles, you can transplant everything else over to a new set of soles. So
So
we're not,
resole.
yeah, resolable. Even the individual strap pieces, you can swap them out. But I will say we've never had a strap fail before. I think I take that back. We had one. like 2 years ago or something.
So definitely flexible, wide toe box, of course. Let's see, we got everything. Trying to think the five Fs again. Wish I went with Andrew Bryant. Functional, oh, of course, zero drop. So none of that happening here, obviously, in sandal. But yeah, as far as your ideas from creation, are you the one that's putting in, or do you have to go and kind of bounce back with the people that you're working with, the factory? I don't know if it's smaller companies that you're like, hey, this is my design. Can you create the sandals? Or are you actually the one that first started making the sandals and then you're like, you know, outsourced it?
I'm really glad you asked that question because I didn't touch on that. So I think another thing that we're doing that I think there's a handful of other companies doing this, but we make everything in-house. So what that means is every single component on this sandal, we buy the bulk material and then we turn it into this piece
Mm,
by piece. So the toe posts, we make those in-house. Plugs for the side posts right here,
yeah.
we make those in-house. Every piece that you're seeing here is something that we made from a raw material. And that's something that I take a lot of pride in because not only does that go into eliminating plastics, which is why we're buckle free. So, I could get those pieces molded at a plastic factory but I don't know, man. I really want to do things a certain way that I want to have as many employees as I possibly can. Because what that means is that's a skilled craftsman and they're going to go take care of their family. You know what I mean? And then the more material I get to buy from the US, that's even more families that I get to support. And then everywhere possible that I can use that organic and natural material, I'm going to do that too, because that just goes into this ecosystem that I'm trying to be a part of and that I want Totem to be just like a natural part of that ecosystem. I don't want to have to, shoehorn certain aspects in, and I just want it to be, as flowing and natural as it possibly can, and from the ground up. That's how I want the business to operate.
So for you, what makes Totem Sandals unique from others in the marketplace? Is it the side posts? Is it the materials? I mean, what are some key aspects? Because people might say, okay,
So
well, yeah.
no, yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of options out there. So it's our Black Bear model, which this is our recreation model. Whether you're running, hiking, backpacking, fly fishing, whatever. This is our number one seller, and we have different outsoles as well. What sets us apart in this is that it's buckle free, so there's no plastic buckles anywhere on this. We have an intrinsic buckle system with our side posts, and then the slide right here. You can put this anywhere you want. And what's
Okay.
cool about that is you can do different styles of these straps. So I'm not going to name other brands, but you can do like that, which is the most popular barefoot sandal out there. That's how their straps are.
Yeah.
Or if you're doing athletic endeavors, most people prefer something along the lines of this. You can also, you can do whatever. It's 100. We call it 100% adjustable because it's up to you how you want to do your straps. So 100% adjustable, buckle free. Another thing that sets us apart is we are using so we have a model called the Alpha model, and that's our Alpha leather. It's an organic vegetable tan leather. It's made
Mhm.
in the USA at a family-owned tannery, and that leather is phenomenal. I think it is the best leather in the world. I've spent thousands of dollars testing different leathers, and that leather is without a doubt the best leather that I've ever tested. And no one else offers anything close to that. And our side posts are also made from leather as well. Another thing that we're doing, the interior of the side posts, the straps, that material is it's a plant-based material. So it's not fully like clean and natural, but it will last you 10 pairs of outsoles and it doesn't stain. So it's one of those things that it's so burly while still being soft and blister free that, even though it's not fully natural, its use case outweighs the trade-off there.
So you pointed a lot of the aspects I was going to ask you about, the side posts. Obviously, the different ways that you can adjust this, which is crazy because, yeah, I didn't think about it until now. Yeah, that's a regular sandal. This totally makes it different. I guess what's one of the most proud aspects of your sandals that you're like, man, this is what makes my sandal pretty dope. Is it just the plastic
Oh
part? Is it
man,
the material? No.
that's a really hard question. I think honestly, man, I think it's the buckle free thing because every other sandal out there has buckles. And so we have, especially everyone in this country is very much a consumer. And as consumers, we get programmed, and we are programmed to think that any type of recreation sandal has buckles on it. So, and, we used to do trade shows and festivals and stuff. And people would be like, "What are these just for like wearing around the house?" And I'm like, no, you do anything you wanted. And it almost like doesn't compute for people if you just see them and you have no context. So the buckle free thing, I would say is number one.
Yeah, I guess you would assume those people who are coming to these, I guess depends on what type of event or fairs that you're at, because I guess they're draw a certain type of niche of people who are looking for these things, or like I say, your regular consumers who buy disposable items and they don't really think of what goes into building quality materials, right, or quality product, and the reason
For
behind it. So
sure. For sure.
I think that's why I love having guests like you, the founder, because you're explaining to us why you created it and why everyone should, look at your product, because for the fact that you're saying you're making this very accessible for everyone. The products itself, it'll stand throughout time. It's not one of those where you just cheap fashion. I'd say,
Definitely not. Yeah.
That's I think we're in a consumerism mindset, and so this hopefully will help people say, oh, this will probably last me 10 years instead of 10 months into this product. So props to you, man. Props to you.
Thank you, man.
What are some benefit that you love to share with people when you're doing shows or you're talking, that you love to share about barefoot sandals? What makes it that people should look into barefoot sandals? Some of the benefits that you love to share with people.
Absolutely, man. This is a topic that excites me so much because a product, when we buy something, it's more than just you're buying a product and you're going to use it, right? It's every dollar that we spend somewhere, there's a whole chain reaction of events that took place for that product to get in front of you. And so when you spend $1 with us, what you're doing is one, you're supporting a small business that's family owned, family operated. You're supporting my team, which every member of my team, they have families. And then our sourcing of our materials, US sourced, that supports other families. And then I'm also, because we're trying to use natural organic materials everywhere possible, guess what? We're supporting a healthy ecosystem by doing that as well. So not only does when you buy a pair of sandals, not only are you doing all that, but you're also getting the product, right? And so if for those of you that don't know about Barefoot footwear, what it is, it means Ian already covered this, but it's zero drop is the most important thing. The next most important thing is flexibility. So if you think about the human body, how it's shaped, we did not, our bodies didn't form to wear cowboy boots or heels or our toe box to be like that, right? I mean, I'm sure we've all seen people's feet where they have the pointed toes, but that's not how our body is supposed to look. And the thing with our feet is all of our interaction with the earth is through our feet. It's the most important point of contact for everything that we do.
First point of
And so,
contact, right?
yeah. And if that's compromised in any way, then you're messing up everything from there up. Your knees, your hips, your spine, your neck, all the way to your skull where it attaches. I mean, you're throwing off everything. And it's kind of an epidemic, and that most people probably don't even realize it because if you do go to your doctor, and was my experience, they don't even know, they don't even think about that. They don't even know. It's not in their headspace. Maybe it is now. I think that barefoot shoes have seen a kind of a boom lately.
Mhm.
But for me, was within 2 months of me switching to barefoot shoes, my excruciating back pain started to slowly alleviate. And as time went on, it just got better and better. I used to not be able to run because my knees and my shin splints, I would get everything. It didn't matter what shoes I bought.
Dude, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I switched to these, and after like 2, 3 months of running, it was no problem at all. I could run, dude. I used to go run like 10 miles. I would work and
Uh-huh.
then go to the climbing gym for a few hours and then go run 10 miles right after that. And like just, so anyway, and everyone's going to have different benefits from the barefoot thing based on what they're dealing with right now, too. There's people that wear Nikes every day and they have no problems.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, my journey has been 2 years into barefoot, switching from conventional to regular barefoot shoes, and now, I think this natural footwear.
Nice,
We're
man.
hopefully we're seeing. Maybe it's not. I don't know if it's a gimmick thing where professional athletes are getting into it, influencers, but those who haven't, because I remember I interviewed someone who's been doing it for like 10 years. I'm like, dude, like that's crazy. And he's seen the transformation of, people from one few brands to now there's so many. And I think it's great because, you know, each brand, each product will suit someone that's might not be for me, but for someone else.
For
And we
sure.
all have different type of foot and that's something I didn't even know. Like there's different type of foot shapes. Oh yeah, there are, which I didn't know. I was like, that's crazy. Yeah, see, so that's why I love just educating this, even helping me learn more about it because I'm still new into this space of the barefoot shoe. So I guess for you, how have you grown your business from the time that you started to the way it is currently?
So our growth was, I mean, honestly, it was just from hard work and determination, if I'm being completely honest. Because as I said, I was working 50, 60-hour weeks as I turned the company into what it is today. And that was, 50, 60 hours at my regular job. And then I would get off and do sandals until whatever hours of the night where my work was done. But like I said, I don't recommend that for anybody. The growth has been as much like personally as it has for the business because I've had to learn so many aspects of this business. And that's why it's taken me years to figure out, like marketing and SEO and all this stuff. I didn't have any kind of capital injection or anything. This was just something that I just put together. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I didn't have anybody to go to and be like, hey, can I borrow 20 grand to help launch this business? I just kind of just did it the hard way, I guess, that maybe some would say the dumb way, but it was the only way that I knew how to do it. So the growth has mainly just been through, social media is important. I would say influencers to an extent are important, but it's really that, I don't pay influencers to do anything. It's maybe this is idyllic, but when my product is good enough for us to hit whatever level, the product will speak for itself. And so the brand will speak for itself. So I won't need to, and I know that again may be dumb, but that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I'm just focused on my family and building the best product I can and trying to be creative and have fun in the process.
What's your goal in the next 5, 10 years now that you're fully immersed into this, into Totem?
So I saw that question and man, I had to really think about that
Yeah.
because it's not something that I've thought about since I started the company because it's been over 5 years basically. I was like, man, I'm 5 years in. And so I was like, where is this gonna go in another 5 years? And that, I don't know, but I have my aspirations. So what I would like to do is for our products to be 100% organic and natural materials. Don't know if that's realistic, but that's what I would like. I'd like to be 100% US sourced as well, which we are every year we inch closer to that, but we're not there yet.
Mhm.
Let me check my notes here. Oh yeah, I mentioned this before. I would like a company to be as big as we can while still doing things the right way, just because the more employees we have, that's the more people that are involved in something that I think is a virtuous company and that is like healthy for for the environment, for other people. And because the more families that we can support with this, I don't know, I just think that's the mission, outside of the product, like that's the mission.
Last question: where do you see barefoot shoes evolving as an industry in the future?
So I have noticed, I guess starting last year, that things started to blow up and go mainstream, especially with professional athletes. And I know forgot his name, the Zero Shoes guy, his basketball shoes he came out with, those are on NBA courts this year, which is very cool, or they were when the season was going. Uh, I don't know, man. I think it's obviously here to stay, and I feel blessed that I got in when I did, because I'm an already established brand
Mhm.
with some skin in the game, so to speak. So as the industry continues to grow, so will we. And we're trying to expand our product lineup for next year to attract different, I wouldn't say different demographics, but people that like different styles of sandals.
Can you give me a sneak peek without disclosing too much?
Man, I don't even have anything built right now, but so for this winter, I'm trying to get an enclosed shoe done.
Ooh,
I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but hopefully. And then for next year, we have two all new sandals in the works. So I'm not sure. One of them will for sure be done, ready for the spring. But I don't know if both of them will. But they will both for sure come out at some point next year.
fair enough, man. That's crazy, man. This is awesome that I was able to interview you, get you on the podcast. For me, like I mentioned to you, growing up in Hawaii, I'm used to rubber slippers, so it's for me taking some adjustment, knowing that there's no rubber on my foot, and knowing that this is going to help me as I continue transitioning into barefoot shoes and foot and learning more about the foot health. So I appreciate you for allowing me to, have you on the podcast, share your story,
Absolutely.
because I think most people don't never heard of totem poles and totem sandals, and they should learn more about what you're doing, and of course why you're doing this, for customers, because like I said, you're trying to make it where it's here 100% US and trying to make it organic. So it's great. It's great for the industry to see that type of thing. So thanks, man.
Absolutely, man. And one more thing, what you just mentioned, the rubber sandals. So another thing that I don't know if people know this, our feet are extremely porous. And so when you're sweating on a petroleum footbed, all of the petroleum chemicals are just going straight into your body. And we all know that that's bad, right? So that's another thing that we're not doing to you. So our footbeds are all organic, natural. There's no exceptions to that with our product lineup. You're going to get natural organic material on your foot.
And how can people find and learn more about what you guys are doing? So if you want to share social media, email, website, go ahead.
For sure. So Totem Sandals is spelled Toetem, totemsandals.com. Our Instagram is at Totem Sandals. We're on Facebook, same thing. If you want to reach out to us, I would say Instagram message or info@totemsandals.com.
Perfect. Rone, it's been a pleasure having you, brother. And don't forget to follow him. And for those of you listening, don't forget to subscribe to Stretch to Go podcast. Release new episodes every Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Ian. I appreciate you, man. Take care.
All right. See you guys.